Hi everyone, hope you're well. It's Monday the 17th of June 2013, so let's just grab my notes. So today I've tried to be a bit more productive, and I find I have this file, like just small, it's just like a notepad file that I have on my desktop that I keep notes in, like during the day, to remind myself what to talk about in these vlogs. And one thing I realised last night was I thought tomorrow I need to be more productive, and I took note of the fact that I've started doing this habit of when I need to do something, I'll remind myself by putting a note in this file the day before, because I like delete all the stuff out of it every day after the vlog, once I've done the vlog. And so if there's something I need to do the next day, I actually put a note in the file, so when I open it up to, you know, type stuff in during the day when I'm working, I kind of see it and it reminds me. So it's another really good bonus from doing these vlogs, is I have this kind of to-do list that, I mean, because I have other to-do lists, but I think I have too many. I have like various post-its and stuff on my desk in front of me that have stuff to do, but there's so many little ideas and things, none of which are urgent, and mostly just ideas and stuff, that I never do any of them. Obviously if there is something urgent, then I make a note and I get it done, but yeah, so I put this sort of just general note about try and be more productive today in my file, and it works, so that's cool. So that's the first thing. So what else? Animal Crossing. I tried to not play too much today because I wanted to be productive. So shall I talk about that in a minute? Let's talk about that in a minute, because I have lots of stuff to say about that. The other main thing I've been doing, the productive thing I decided to do today, was do more work on my dice game, which really needs to get finished. So I did a lot of going over all the business side of it again, like crunching the numbers, working out costs, exact costs and stuff, and kind of this making decisions on which suppliers and people I think I'm going to go with. And I kind of made a decision that there's not that much difference between, I mean, it is considerably cheaper to have stuff made in China, but there's also a lot more hassle. Obviously there's time zones and communication, and importing and everything isn't a lot of fun. So I decided it would be a lot simpler and easier to go with companies here in the UK for all of those reasons again, like for clearer communication, like not so much of a language barrier, and knowing that I'm not going to have to deal with import taxes or anything. I am going to have to deal with taxes, but it's because it's all in one country, makes it rather simpler than it would be otherwise, and my monitor is frozen. And what else did I put? Communication tax, and yeah, just time zones and stuff as well, and knowing that the companies aren't that far away, I guess delivery, shipment as well, won't cost as much, because it's not going overseas and stuff, so that's all cool. And I also mess about a bit more with the icons, they're slowly getting there, and messing about in Illustrator and really getting my head around Illustrator. Spent ages trying to work out, because I had a lot of the icons, the line art done, and I kind of wanted them to be filled in, because I'm deciding whether I want the icons to be line art on the dice or if I want them to be filled in symbols. And I spent ages trying to work out how to fill stuff in Illustrator, because there's not just like a paint, you know, like in non-vector programs like, you know, Photoshop and stuff, you have a little paint bucket, right, that you use and it just fills. But in this case, because it's vector, you need to have a closed shape, and then you kind of select it, and it's like one of the properties of the shape is what it's filled as. And so yeah, it took me a while to find out exactly how to do it, but I did eventually, and I'm happy with that. And I think I will make them filled shapes, because they'll be a lot clearer, because it's designing these logos that are going to look clear and clear basically, but on a very small, dice face. So I think if they're filled in shapes, then they'll be a lot clearer than if they're line art. It might start getting really kind of fiddly. I want it to be bold and simple. Anyway, so that's my dice game, and I played, actually, onto computer games. I played a bit. I haven't played any Scrolls today. I played a bit more last night though, and I realised, I can grind a little bit and / test my deck a bit on the hard AI instead of always playing people, and you get gold at kind of like half the rate maybe. But if I got a really good deck that maybe wasn't good enough to compete with still, but was good enough to beat hard AI, then that would be really good for grinding gold. And also, but I did play a few more ranked matches. I basically took out loads of my structures and added in loads of creatures in their place, and it seems to be more effective, so that's cool. So that's following, advice from Acid Jib, what he does. And so that's alright, but I feel like I need to collect more cards before I can really just start climbing the ranks. Because I was working out, if you get like, how many hundreds of rating I need, and the fact that every time I lose a match, you then have to sort of like win a match just to get back to where you started. And so I think the real best way of climbing the rating quickly is if I have the best possible deck, and in order to do that I need all the cards I need. So I might be playing a lot of AI, or rather than ranked matches. I'll see though, I might just keep on doing ranked matches, and then by I eventually get to the point I need to get to, I'll just climb quickly. I don't know. And then Animal Crossing, my fruit grew back today, so I've been handing some out to people. I gave some to Emily, who got the game today, Sidera, and then actually Lob didn't need. I haven't seen mine box today. He's busy making a video. I look forward to seeing it, and so I don't know if he still needs pears. My peaches haven't grown yet, and Lob, turns out he doesn't need pears. He's actually got all of the fruits. And so I actually got all of the fruits that I needed off him, so I've now got all of the 5 common fruits that grow on the mainland. I've got all of them planted in my town, so I'm really happy about that. And then I paid Nook again, so my house is going to expand again. I've now got to give him 198k though before the next expansion, so it might be a while, because I've also started building a bridge, so I'm putting all my money into that. And I also met Tortimer today, which means I can go to the island tomorrow. And yeah, and then just a few other things. The first one is I managed to grow a orange rose from a red and a yellow rose. So that's cool. So that's the first crossbreed flower that I've seen appear, and also I've been catching loads and loads of fireflies, which seem to sell for 300. I think that's right, and I realised they're really hard to tell if they're in front of you or behind you sometimes, and I realised that I've started using 3D, so I hardly ever play games in 3D. I've started using 3D, which helps you see exactly where they are. So it's actually a game that, in my opinion, the 3D not only makes it look cool, but actually helps you play the game, which is really interesting. So anyway, I hope this video is still recording. That's all I've got to talk about today, and I'll see you later. I'll lean in.